Let's go.
And we are live. It appears we're live, Kim. It says we are live. So, hey, we're live. I am going to look and see if I can put this on the Facebook pages. But at any rate, hello, everyone. I am Joyce Johnson, author, speaker, sales champion coach, and founder of Wise Sales Network, a global sales training organization where we train entrepreneurs, small business owners, and sales professionals on creating effective sales strategies and learning the sales process. We bring you these webinars once a month because we want to educate you on everything business, everything sales. Today, we are going to be talking about small business opportunities or small business for women. And I share with you why we're doing this. We're doing it because as you guys have been listening on to different platforms, you know that this month, well, this year is Year of the Woman for us. This is Year of the Woman for Wise Sales Network. So our theme for this year has been "It's Our Time," right? It's our time. Let me just make sure have a Jazzy check and make sure we are live. But it's our time. So we are wanting to educate women, provide resources and networking. I've been doing a couple of things around this program. One, having these fabulous dinners that I just started this week. Kim, we have you for dinner coming up on Thursday, right?
Right. I'm excited. Looking forward to it.
Yes. So we're having these small dinners of women entrepreneurs, and we're building a sisterhood, a cohort of women. This year, our conference is going to be a women conference. Men, you can come, but it's going to be focused on women. And we're finally going to the Bahamas. Oh my gosh. I don't even know how to act. We're finally going to the Bahamas, and I'll tell you guys more about that. But hey, I have Kim Lotz here with me, great friend and entrepreneur herself, that decided to join me in the conversation tonight. We have some other people that are going to be joining us as well. And as that takes place, we'll bring them on stage. But Kim, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience?
Okay. Well, I'm excited. Joyce, thank you again for allowing me this opportunity to be on your platform. I must say you are doing some amazing things, and you have really have been pushing this women entrepreneurship for the last couple of months. And I want to say personally, thank you. I mean, it has been amazing. You have done an amazing job just being able for us to be able to come and tell our stories and just different things. So yeah, kudos to you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. But I am Kim Lotz. I am author, speaker, coach. I am a single mother of two amazing boys.
They are.
I,
That's awesome.
I am also the owner of Lots of Learning Academy. I'm the owner of Lots of Learning Academy. It's a child care center. Also CEO of Lots of Motivation, where I am motivating and inspiring other women to live their best life, to just to be them, unapologetically, just to be able to live life. And like Joyce said, it's our time. So that's exactly what I am doing also on my platform. It's just inspiring other women to know that it is their time to do whatever it is that they have been putting off and they are designed to do.
You know, Kim, that is great. And I love that you are taking time out to really coach other women on your success, right? And how to get there. Because I recall being on Clubhouse one day and someone saying, whenever I talk to someone and I'm asking them for help, they always say, "Oh, just pray about it." And they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna pray about it. Faith without work, right?"
Right,
I'm
right.
not gonna, y'all know Kim how that book that I tell y'all about all the time that I quote from Fear to Faith. So but yeah, and so I just wanted to tonight to be able to give people some tools, some resources, some information, right?
Right,
That they can use if they're wanting to go and not just go into entrepreneurship, but if
right.
you just want to be a solo entrepreneur, if you just want to be a contract worker, if you just want to work independently in your home. So I've done a lot of research. If you guys have gone over to my website at wisesalesnetwork.com, we put out a blog this month. We've everything has been about small business opportunities for women this month, right? And
Right.
so one of the things in the blog, the first one says that and I love this. I love the first one says about being virtual, right? and the benefit of being virtual, the opportunities that we have now to work virtually, no matter
Right.
what it is we do. If you're an accountant now, if you're an attorney, my sister-in-law's attorney, she works from home most of the time, right?
Right.
No matter what it is, what industry you're in, you now have an option to work virtually. So if
Right.
you're still having to, if your employer, oh, here I go. I don't want to promote the great resignation. I don't want to add to that. But I do want to say that no matter what your profession is right now, there is an
Right.
opportunity for you to do a couple of things. One, look to do that virtually, and two, contract yourself out. Now, there's a
Absolutely.
lot of things that go into contracting yourself out, right? Like you're responsible for your own benefits, your own taxes, and things like that. It's just like you're being an entrepreneur. But
Right.
what I am saying is, we have options, ladies. We
We
have
have options.
options, right?
Absolutely.
We have options. And so create those options for yourself. And another thing that I was super excited about to see is that they were saying that a lot of great best opportunities for women are in sales. I was like,
Mm.
yes, yes, yes. Yeah, right. Because you guys know that. Yeah. So when they said everything that was in sales, I was like, oh, wow, this is super exciting for me. And what they were saying is basically for us to go and sell things that we are passionate about, go and
Right.
sell things that we love, like graphic design, website design, content creation, public relations. I'm always sharing with college students about hidden sales jobs, right?
Right.
Hidden sales jobs, jobs that don't say that they're sales. These are all what I call hidden sales jobs: public relations, brand ambassadors, right?
Right.
Photography, SEO, consulting. As we're business consultants, we're selling also. So
Right.
just going to understand that we have options. Right now, I'm going to pause a minute, and we have some other guests that's going to be joining us. So I'm going to bring them up to the stage to join the conversation, and then I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, and then I have some questions for everyone. So here we go.
Hello,
Hi there. How are you guys doing?
doing well.
Great. Well, thank you for
Great.
joining us. We have Asia and Alex. Hey, we have the two A's. Asia and Alex joined the conversation. We're just talking about our topic tonight. Best small business opportunities for women. And so, Asia, I'd like for you to introduce yourself, and then Alex, introduce yourself.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Asia Richardson. I am a nonprofit consultant. I have been a nonprofit consultant. I'm pretty new at the consultant space, but I've been in nonprofit for the last 12 or 13 years. I absolutely love everything nonprofit. I started my nonprofit 7 years ago, right after my husband retired from the NFL. And I was in a nonprofit space. Before that, I worked for startup nonprofits. I also worked for larger nonprofits. And after my experience, how much can I talk? Because I could go in like.
We'll let you pause there.
Okay,
We'll let you
okay.
pause there. We got your elevator pitch down. Alex, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Alex Perez. I am in the construction business. Basically build homes, residential here in Houston. And I've been doing that for now going on 17 years. It's been a while, and it's been a great journey, learning how to become an entrepreneur and living that life. And Joyce had invited me today to this live stream, and I'm very happy to be here and honored to be here. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Alice is our special guest today, our secret sauce. And don't get scared, Alex, okay? But don't get scared, Alex. But I host a couple of rooms on Clubhouse, and one of them is every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it's a women-only room where I share stories about organizations. It's really just a room about not giving up, because want women to be able to really push forward in what they're doing. And so we had the same conversation there today in that room about small business opportunities for women. And Alex has some great ideas, and I asked him to come and share in that dialogue. So again, I just want to share some of the jobs that they were saying are best jobs available for women. So if you go over to our website, ysalesnetwork.com, and you look at the blog that the team put out earlier in the month, there, as I said, the virtual space, an opportunity for us to go virtual. So it says virtual assistant, but really, ladies, it means virtual anything, no matter what your role is. Those customer service jobs, the accounting, attorneys, what have you. A lot of people are able to work virtually now, and you can definitely find those opportunities. Event planning, because we're always planning an event. We were at a wedding this weekend with the Lot sisters, and I put on the Facebook, I said, those Lot sisters know they would keep an event planner in business because there is always an event in the Lot family. And so, we're natural event planners almost, right? We plan the most fabulous birthday parties and anniversaries and weddings and everything. And so that's a great space for us as well. And then the skincare and beauty space. I'm not as really good in that space, right? I'm just not. Thank goodness for MAC Foundation. That's just not a strong point of mine. But it is, some of us do really well in that space. We are very sharp in that space. We understand the chemistry behind skincare products and makeup and things. We understand how to apply it. And it's easier for us to make that as a role. As an opportunity, I remember many years ago, because I do love lipsticks. And I remember researching if there was companies that I can private label the lipsticks that they were creating and call them my own and sell those lipsticks. And so there's a lot of opportunities out there like that. We always think we have to reinvent the wheel, and we don't. There's actually companies out there that make these products, skincare products. So I'm in Texas. I've lived in Florida also, lived in California. So whether you're at a Safeway, a Publix, a HEB, a Kroger, when you go to these stores, right, Walgreens is the best at it. Walgreens and CVS. When you go to these stores, they have a brand name of something, and then they have their brand. Basically, those stores are taking those brands and private labeling themselves and saying this is, in some cases, they create their own, especially the drugstore. Some cases they create their own, but in many cases, they take that same barbecue sauce or whatever it is, and they private label it and make it their own. So those are opportunities for us ladies that we can do. The online shops, a lot of, the internet has made a lot of people, millionaires. So the online shops, and then of course, educational services is really great for us in that consulting space, that life coaching space, because you guys know, I want Kim and Asia to comment on this. You guys know, as women, how many times a day do we coach and encourage people? How many times today, Kim,
All
did you
day.
encourage?
I kid you not. It's definitely an all day thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's funny you said that, because I even found myself, and it's not even just always the coaching, but rather if you're coaching or you're mentoring in some areas, I had one and this is just off, maybe off a little bit, but I was even thinking about having this kid today that started at my childcare, and he's in high school now. And although, I wasn't, just coaching, but I saw him like outside of basically on the streets. And I just pulled over and I'm like, hey, what are you doing? So I got out of my car and I'm just talking. So for me, it's always something that I'm doing to try and make sure that everybody's on point when it comes to situations. And, my sister's like, hey, you just literally just got out your car and started talking to the kid. I was like, yeah, y'all don't understand, this community, like, it takes a village. These babies, whether they're at my center still or not, they're still my babies, high school or not. So yeah, I know I'm finding myself all day coaching, mentoring, inspiring somebody in some way. So yeah, but I'm excited about it.
You're mute. If you're
That's right. Asia, you have little ones. So how many people did you coach and encourage today?
I'm coaching and encouraging all day, every day. Just a second ago, as you guys see me kind of running with my little ones, to your point, I have little ones, but I also do the same thing. I will pull over and talk to a complete stranger if I see, something that's not right. And I teach my kids to not be afraid to stand up and not be afraid to if you see something wrong, you could correct it. Or now I'm teaching like by example. So we have some people like, I would it's hard to call it homeless people that ask for money. So I'm teaching my children that you can, instead of just giving money, you could feed people, you can do things in different ways. Cause I have a little one that like his heart is so big. And I'm like, don't just be, sad or complain about something. Be the answer to what to solve the problem. So I'm constantly coaching, even if we're driving in a car, to your point, or today when getting out the car, don't just run across the street. Like I'm constantly coaching.
As I say, we're from 0 to 100, right? But don't cross the street. Just don't. I had one of my nieces with me this week, and I'm always saying, do not open that door until I turn this car off and I'm ready to get out of the car, right? So it's just, even little things like that. So that's why we make like the best life coaches, right? We give the best advice. We're always coaching. We're always encouraging people to do things. Another great role that they mentioned that took off during COVID is fitness. And I pinged a young lady who actually I saw her start and grow a fitness business through COVID, because people started going virtual, or people really started doing these small group boot camps, right? Where they're in small groups and, a trusted group of people. But, being in fitness, we are a lot of times as women, we're studying a lot of health and fitness, right? So I want to hop into the topic, because we have three great entrepreneurs here with us this evening. And so I want to talk to them about the roles that they're currently in, why they chose the careers that they did, and really get them to help us understand why they're great careers for other women, why they think they're great careers. So my first question to you guys is just that. Why did you choose the career that you did? And you know what, ladies, we're going to let Alex kick things off.
Alrighty. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir, we can.
Awesome. So the main reason I chose what I chose is my grandfather was a carpenter. And so, not knowing then, he would always have me help him. So I was learning a lot, mainly on the carpentry side. So as an adult, once I finished with corporate America, I was in corporate America as a young man. I decided, well, it's time now to do a business. And it was just easy to get into because I had a good foundation. So that was good. And then, here in the Houston market, there's a lot of development, from small to big, whether you're just doing remodel and kitchens and bathrooms or, and really that's actually how I started. I started doing the remodels, and then I got into additions. And then later I got into building homes. And I haven't built a lot of homes. It's usually like maybe one home every couple of years. I get lucky and the customer's like, hey, I want you to build our house. So it's like, okay, great. And but my industry, I was talking to Joyce earlier in another platform that, the whole contracting world, whether you can become an electrician or a plumber or a general contractor or even a builder, is great for women and men. I have a daughter, and she's very dynamic. She's definitely a leader. I like to think that she gets a lot of that from me, and I try to motivate her. So I try to motivate her quite a bit to always go after your dreams and do whatever it is that you want to do. And so, as you had mentioned before, it's good to try to help people. And when you see that you can maybe create a difference in someone's life, to be able to do that. But one of the things I saw, the trend.
Well, don't talk about the other part. We're going to get to that.
Okay.
Don't talk about the other part. We're going to get to that. That's the secret sauce. So, yeah. So, Asia, what made you start a nonprofit and become so passionate about how, nonprofits?
Just like most people, a lot of your passions start when you're a child. I grew up in the city of East St. Louis, And then my parents, being great parents they are, they wanted to move us to the suburbs. And even as a kid, seeing the racial disparities from like the resources from the city to suburban school, as a kid, I was like a little activist, like, this isn't fair. And so because I saw the disparities and I saw the inequalities, I knew at like 16 that I wanted to help the Black community. And so I went into psychology in undergrad and then going into for my MSW. And I just had the passion and the drive to help. And I knew I did not, like, I went into government as well, but I knew that it was so much red tape as teachers and different things with government. And then you had to adhere to those rules and regulations. But with nonprofit, you could create the world that you wanted to create. So I created a mentorship program, and I wanted to help kids just like me transition from either inner city school or transition from high school to college and have the mentor, because I saw, again, like when I at 16, I said, what made me different from the kids that were on my dad's baseball team in the inner city? And most of them were coming from a single parent household. And I was like, that's like one of the biggest catalysts. And so if I can create that to help supplement, if you will, that single parent household, that's what I wanted to do. So that's why I started my.
Awesome. Wow. At such a young age, being able to see what was happening around you, and then to have that insight and want to do something about it. That's just really great, Asia. So Kim, tell us, why did you start your business?
A lot like what Asia said. My passion came very young, and watching my parents, both my parents has always been entrepreneurs. You know, they basically have always worked for themselves. So that's really all I knew. And just the fact of seeing my parents, you know, every single day, you know, just waking up, when I go to bed, they're home. When I wake up in the morning, they're home. And it was just something about that, you know, that made me, as I gotten older, it just something that was instilled in me, where I knew that entrepreneurship was really for me. And then when I had kids of my own, and the same thing, just that feeling. I worked for, you know, $1 billion of companies, you know, and I've done all that in the corporate world. But I've always found myself leaning always back on doing my own thing. So even being in those businesses, I was still doing, you know, working on things that I enjoyed doing the most. But even as a parent of my own, when I became a parent, I knew that entrepreneurship was something it was like it had to happen for me, because although I was a single mom, I didn't want to be an absent mom to my kids. Like, I didn't want the streets raising my kids. I didn't want society raising my kids. And that was like so big for me. That was like the biggest thing for me. It's like every day I just thought about that as a mother. Like, I have to be able to work for myself, because I don't want my kids, I want to be a part of my kids' life. So, you know, with that was like, my kids is definitely my why. They're my biggest inspiration. And that's how I started my childcare business, just starting with my own kids, because I knew that, hey, I wanted to be a part of their life. I wanted, and now I have a 15-year-old and a 23-year-old, and I have not missed a beat in either of their lives. So yeah, this right here was definitely for me, and I'm enjoying every moment of it.
That's awesome. And you're also enjoying being having another little guy in your life.
My grandbaby. I get to enjoy my grandbaby. Oh my God. Just the fact that I can see him all day, anytime I want. Like, yeah, this is definitely, when I say, God, you showed me favor, you definitely showed me favor.
You know, Kim, I thought about you because I saw an interview with Steve Harvey, and someone, and they were talking to, I think it's what Ellen was asking him about being a grandparent. He said, well, my wife enjoys it more than I do. And then why don't you enjoy it? He said, because I wanted them to leave, but now they just come back with more people. It's like, I thought about you, because they can't, you know, your son came back and he had more.
He came back, brought the whole family, and it was so hard to detach though for them to go back home. So I'm like, so although they're back home now, but my baby still come here every single day. So yeah, I am definitely attached. Definitely attached.
That's great. That's great. And we got a lot of quotes coming up here and things, and I'm popping them up here. Y'all know I can't read all of it. But Lee said, so a solid foundation. Yes. And for all these speakers, y'all don't have my glasses on. It's great. And so, yes, and that's awesome. And I know there was a congratulations out to Asia a minute ago. Let's see if I can get this light here different, and then I'll be able to read that. Yeah, the foundation is really, great to have a foundation at an early age is basically what she's saying, and that's important. And I tell you, my mom, my aunt's on here, and so when you guys say it takes a village, it really does take a village. A lot of times people ask, my cousins and my first cousins were all very close. We all grew up very close, and so people sometimes think, oh, how many siblings do you have? And I'm like, no, I really just have two, but they think I have a whole lot. And my classmates will sometimes tease me because they say, Joyce, you used to walk down the street with all those kids following behind you. And those are my younger cousins. But, it definitely takes a village and having that great foundation of family there. So my next question for you guys was, how can Kim, how can other women benefit from doing what you're doing? Why do you think the profession that you've created for yourself is great for other women?
Definitely flexibility. Definitely flexibility. Just being able to, just to be able to be flexible, working on your own timing is definitely, I think, one of the best, especially when it comes for women, because we are always, no shade to the men, but we have a busy life,
Yeah.
and I just think this type, just being an entrepreneur, it helps with being able to balance so many other things in life, not being on somebody else's schedule, hey, I'm doing this from 8 to 5 or 9 to 6. I'm on somebody else's schedule, and then I have to figure out how I'm going to do this and how I'm going to do that. So I just think having the flexibility to be able to live life, just to be able to still be able to do the things and enjoy the things that you still want to do, in life, and not being able to feel like you're just secluded to just one area. Because it's so, COVID definitely showed us, when Joyce was talking about the virtual and all the different opportunities that have come. I just say for myself, a lot did happen in COVID. There was a lot of bad things, when it comes to people losing family members and just everything. But also COVID also was a blessing in disguise in many areas, where that a lot of people, were able to take advantage of that, was able to become more business owners, and to be able to just do more when it comes to family. Like, I believe family became so much closer, where that time allowed us to be able to sit down and have dinner together. Like, when have we ever really had an opportunity to sit down and just be able to enjoy each other's company as a family? And I just think this gives you an opportunity to have that flexibility to enjoy life. I just feel like life is not supposed to be where that you're just constantly doing for others or working for others, but have an opportunity to be your own person, to be your own self. Yeah.
Yeah. And, and I saw so many families, when you look at social media and the families are dancing together and doing things together and, what have you. And it was just a great thing that, that I think it maybe even took us back a little bit to what family life used to be like, right?
Absolutely.
I visit some friends and things, and their kids, no one eats together. No one was eating together, right? Everyone was just somewhere else eating and doing something different. No one was really eating together. And, but, and when we grew up, everyone sat at the table at the same time. And hey, when food's ready, you come to the table, you eat. It's not like, no, you're not taking a plate to your room. It's like, when did they start that? But anyway, but actually people sat down and ate together. And so you're right. COVID really, for all the negative that was in it, it also brought some great things together, like what we're talking about, creating business opportunities for women. And,
Right.
and Alex, what you were going to speak on is very unique. I asked Alice to join us because today, as I mentioned, I was doing the Clubhouse room, the women only room on Clubhouse, and the topic was sustain. And so when I said, Alex, you're right, because he's in that construction and development business. And there's so many women that took on all these. I'd said it wrong earlier, Alex. What is it? DIY? I think I was saying DIY. It's DIY. Do it yourself. Is that right? No.
DIY.
Okay. I knew I was going to get it
You're right.
wrong. I knew I was going to get it wrong. DIY.
DIY.
So, women took on all these projects. I mean, women were doing serious projects, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from the electrical to, I was telling Alex, a friend of mine built out a closet, and not just built it out, but built out drawers, and it was amazing. And so
Wow.
and I was sharing with him that I saw what Texas Workforce was marketing to women to become electricians and HVAC and plumbing and things, and they're advertised. So he was going to share about a couple of roles in his industry, and he thought, why not have women really thrive in those areas? Alice, tell us a little bit more.
Right.
Sure. So about 3 years ago, I noticed right before COVID, I would do roofing or painting or some kind of project for a client, and the contractors that would show up, a majority of them were women, and it really surprised me. I was like, wow, this is so different, right? But then later, I started noticing that they were, in a lot of cases, doing a better job. And I sort of attribute that to women being very detail orientated.
Right.
So when they were doing anything, whether it was framing, I had some framers come in and put up some framing for a house or the addition we were doing. And what sort of I thought was sort of interesting was, there's old world techniques, and then there's sort of like newer techniques, but the old world techniques are really the best, which most carpenters, as an example, won't do the old world techniques because they take a little bit longer, but it's a better, you do a better job. So these women contractors, framers, were doing old world techniques. And I was like, wow, I hadn't seen that since my grandfather.
Because we like things done right.
Exactly. And that's my motto. If you're going to do something, do it right. Measure 3 times, cut 1 time, right? And so I asked them, I said, hey, you're doing this joint, we call it a joint in framing, a particular way. How did you learn how to do that? And it was interesting.
Thanks for hiring women, Alex.
Yeah. And basically the answer was, well, I learned that from a master carpenter, and they knew that this was the better way to do it. So I was like, great. And so one of the things that I thought about this when we were on Clubhouse, it's real easy to get into my industry if you have knowledge of some sort, if you have some kind of foundation. And whether it's being a general contractor or whether it's being a painter or an electrician or a plumber, you can definitely do it. It's easy to get into. And in most cases, you can initially go work for, let's say, a plumber, a master plumber, while you're learning, right? And they'll train you. They'll train you how to do things. And then eventually, after maybe a year, you become the master plumber yourself. So it's definitely very easy to get into. I give up the mic.
And Alex, a lot of those jobs are independent contractors, right? So it's like you're your own business. Is that correct?
Yeah, they're all independent. So
all.
Yeah, and a lot of people, they don't necessarily know that. Like when they hire me, they think that they're my employees, and I tell them, no, these are independent contractors, companies, entities within their own right. I just bring them the jobs, right? I say, hey, Tony or Liz or Elizabeth, I have a great job, right? And I feel good about it because I'm able to bring food to their table and to their families. But they'll contact me sometimes too, and they'll say, hey, Alex, I have a client and he wants to do a big job and he needs a general contractor. I'm like, great. So yes, absolutely.
That's great. And I mean, and how many times? I mean, even myself, I like to paint accent walls, occasionally and things like that. And so I've done some paint jobs, right? I can remember us having this great wallpaper when I was growing up, and my mom and I, and maybe one of her friends, or probably my aunt, we put that wallpaper up, ourselves. And so, we all have these projects that we do. And if we think about it, when we're painting a wall, I remember painting my niece's room. She wanted a purple room. Oh my goodness. And I remember painting her rooms, and my brother wouldn't help us. He's like, you guys stick it on, knock it out. But we did a great job, And whenever I paint my own walls and things, like I've done a great job. And so I think these are jobs that women should think about more, since we're doing DIY, do-it-yourself projects, and we're really getting skillful at doing them. If you guys go on to Pinterest and some of these other sites, these women are they're doing amazing work in their homes. So if they needed to create those things as a job, and I know that one job that has come out of that as a lot has been women going into doing staging and interior decorating of other people's homes during COVID, because people started spending time at their homes and not liking it, right? So, I did some research for someone that was starting a furniture company, and that industry really grew and was thriving during COVID. So, just a great industry to be in. So, Alex, thank you for sharing and talking about that. And thank you for hiring women in that space. I know that's not the, the job where you see a lot of women, but thankful to people like you that you are willing to hire women in that space and to give us an opportunity to be business owners and to thrive. So thank you for that.
Absolutely. And if you guys can, put the word out there, and because I've noticed other general contractors and other builders are starting to do the same thing as well.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So Asia, let's talk about nonprofits a little bit more. So if someone has an idea about a service or something that they want to do and serve the community or what have you, when do you recommend that they start a nonprofit, or when is the nonprofit the best option?
The nonprofit is the best option when you want to work, because a lot of times, what I honestly say, because I would say the last I saw was like 1.6 or 1.8 million nonprofits in the United States. And as you guys know, there's nothing new under the sun. You have millions of mentoring programs. You have dog shelter, different things that people are interested in. But the best thing I would say, because I think you said something earlier about childcare, and a lot of times you could volunteer. Most of these organizations are always looking for volunteers. And I would recommend starting a nonprofit when you understand that it is a business and not just a hobby, because just like a lot of small businesses, the first 0 to 3 years, the nonprofit fold. And so if you don't have your foundation set up correctly, your nonprofit, because most of it comes from donation, grants, funding, private funding, different things of that nature, you have to have a solid foundation in order to sustain your nonprofit. But if you love and you're passionate about a purpose and you're passionate about the community, I say get involved first so you can understand, because that's what I did first. I understood the background of a nonprofit before I started my own. You could always call me if you're ready to start and you have served and you have given time and or your resources. But I say the first thing to do is volunteer, because a lot of nonprofits are looking for volunteers. But if you're like, hey, this is my godly passion, I was called to have my own, I say start by finding those people that support you already. A lot of people go with family and friends. That's your first network, is your family and friends that do support you. So find those people that will support you, that will donate and sow into you. So find out that core solid foundation and market. That's the first thing that I would say. And research. Understand the market, because again, I just said it's 1.8 million nonprofits, and it's already someone that's doing what you want to do. But if you feel like you wanted to start your own, find out what they are doing so you can make it. So I always say remix it to be your own and make it your own special sauce. So do a lot of market research, understand statistics, understand how much it costs, count up the cost before you do anything. But I am going to say this, I have to run. I am so sorry. Like you said, I have the little people and I got to pick them up. But I'm so grateful for your platform and I'm so grateful for women in small business. And if you guys are interested in starting a nonprofit, please, should I give my information or?
Yeah, or shoot me a link and I'll put it up here. But or you can put it in the chat. Put your link in the chat.
Okay. Okay. Awesome.
Okay. And so they'll know how to reach you. Thank you, Asia. I've done some homework also on nonprofits, and with nonprofits, I always say, like I say with anything in entrepreneurship, don't lose alone and don't win alone, right? You got to ask for help. And the homework I've done on nonprofits tells me that nonprofits employ actually 30% of all people here in the U.S. 30% of the people here, working people in the U.S., are employed by nonprofits. And so there's a lot of work out there. But I also share, and Asia and I've had this conversation, that nonprofit doesn't mean broke. Right. It is like Asia said, it is a business like any other business. And you have to be willing to do the work. And, and so with nonprofits, we think, like Asia said, I love that she said that, go volunteer. I've done a lot of volunteer work. See if it's really for you. If you're really passionate about something, there's probably someone else already out there doing it, right?
Absolutely.
And go volunteer and see if there's someone that you can partner with. I do have a foundation, Wise Sales Network Student Foundation, where, the goal is to just help train college students from college life to workplace. There are some other organizations that I found that have done it and, and have reached out to partner with them. And so, but we found that, that we need to do that, I made the decision to do foundation. And so applying for some grants and things for support there. But again, go volunteer. It is a business. If we can share anything, we do want you to understand that when you begin a nonprofit, it is a business. It takes capital. It takes sweat equity. It's a lot of hard work. You have to have a support system. You have to get out there and network and everything that you do if you were to have a business. So, just keep that in mind because, again, as women, we have a lot of times that we're going to save the world, thought process. And in order to save the world, we have to save ourselves first. Kind of like on the airline, put your mask on and then mask up the other person. So, but thank you, Asia. I'm going to let you run. And thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. I have a good one. Can you see my link in the chat?
I can't. I think you put it in a private chat. I'll copy and paste it to the other chat.
Okay. See you all. Right. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
I'll copy and paste it to the main chat. Let me see here. Well, I don't even know how to go do that. There it is, I think. There we have it. Maybe. I don't. it's all. Oh yeah, there it is. It worked.
See.
So Kim, what are some resources if there are some women out there listening and they like to start a daycare? What are some of the things that you recommend they do?
I mean, first, again, like you were stating earlier about, just virtual and just being able to just seeing different things of what others are doing, even when it comes to childcare. I would truly suggest that, we get more into, more involved in more getting into having a great coach, having a great mentor. Because here's the thing, I feel like with business, just any business, a lot of us feel that, oh yeah, I can do that. Oh, that's what I really want to do. But then when the time comes and you putting in the work, you kind of, go to that, that point where you're saying, well, this is not it. So I definitely would say, even with childcare, because childcare is definitely, it's a lot of work, but it's still a great business to be in. So definitely, just getting a great coach, a great consultant to help get you there. Just like Joyce was saying, with the different tools. And for myself, I even offer an 8-week program where that I am coaching different women on how to even start their own childcare business, whether if it's a center or a home daycare. I'm taking you step by step to becoming an owner and to operating a successful business. So I am offering an 8-week training. I do suggest that when it comes to just daycare alone, that you definitely do your research. Make sure that when it comes to just different things alone, because like I say, childcare, when it comes to other people's kids, you definitely want to make sure that this is something that is your passion, and not looking at it as just a business, but looking at it definitely has to be a passion. It definitely has to be something that you really, really are interested in doing. But you also got to have the love for the kids. So yeah, I would
have a love for the kids.
You have to have the love for the kids. You have to have the love for the kids. And so, definitely I am open to coaching and, I'm doing consulting and having training that, my next training does start in May, where we are just showing you exactly step by step, how to have this type of business, but to not just having it, but being able to profit from it. And I can show you how to profit less than 6 months for having this type of business.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome, Kim. And and it is about, having a coach and things like, I've had coaches and mentors and things in my space and been able to, why reinvent the wheel?
Absolutely.
Right? It was already created.
Yep.
You really can't, I know that's an old cliche, but it was already created. So you don't need to reinvent, right? There,
Nope.
There's opportunities to get coaching. There's opportunities, to build relationships and to be able to follow the platforms that other people have followed. I definitely follow other sales professionals and sales trainers and businesses. And,
Yep.
my wall here, kind of have my little checklist of what, how someone else did it and how I can be able to do it. But also keep in mind, it is a lot of hard work. So where we say, ladies, hey, there's opportunities in small business for you, make sure that you're doing your homework. And I think, your research. And I think Darren said it here. Did I put that? Okay, I maybe hit click to yours. Y'all know I don't have my glasses on. So there it is. Research, make sure you do your homework, engage in a business coach, make the investment. A lot of times, be willing to pay people for their time because it's going to save you in the long run. It's going to save you in the long run, But if I can recap some of those businesses that they said were great for women, hey, just working in that virtual space and creating that virtual opportunity for you to work. No matter what your job and your studies are, you guys, and I saw one poll that I went to and it said sales, of course. And I talked about those hidden sales jobs. So y'all know I'm going to get to my sales. Sales jobs. You may be a graphic designer or a public relations person, whatever, ambassador and brand ambassador, but you're always selling. Those are sales jobs. Someone got into the club with I do a clubhouse room. Another one in the mornings, morning sales tips, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 9:30 Central Standard Time to give people something to start the day. And the guy coming there, I'm not trying to sell you. And I was like, well, he just did. That's a sales pitch. It's a sales strategy, right? So we have to really understand sales and become passionate about it. But Kim, great job being able to, coach and teach and develop other women and teach them what you have learned, and giving them a roadmap, to that business. So ladies, if you're interested in starting a home daycare or your own daycare, Kim can definitely be a resource for you. If you're looking to start a nonprofit, you can reach out to Asia. And of course, if you're looking to become a home builder and things, because women can do that. Women can build homes. Women, let's just face it, we can do everything. Let's just face it.
And Alex believes in us. And
Alex believes in us, right?
He believes in us.
And like you said, you don't have to reinvent the wheel as a home builder, because you're going to bring in the plumber, you're going to bring in the electrician, and you can do it under your brand, under your umbrella. And that's what general contracting is all about.
Right. So there was an entry in here. Kim says, "Great job, Kim, giving back. Great job." And
Thank
we
you.
got Darren on here. Darren Palmer is always being supportive. Darren is everyone knows Darren's my publisher. Kim's also published with Darren, and so he's on here and he's saying just great work and put some other comments in there for us. So thank you for joining us. But so today again, the topic is just about small business opportunities for women, some of the best small businesses, but don't limit yourself.
Yeah.
Don't limit yourself. Whatever it is you want to do, like Alice has told us already, we want to be plumbers, we want to be a contractor, we want to go build. We're doing the DIY projects anyway, right? Why not get paid to do them?
Absolutely.
Why not get paid to do them? So as we get ready to wrap up, I don't see any questions over here. See a lot of great comments, you guys. Just a lot of great comments. Let me see here. Oops, I'll keep going over. Yes, women, we can do everything. Yes. Oops, Galveston. We did that Galveston shout out. Y'all know BOI, Born on the Island. We're going to give a Galveston shout out. I was talking to a coach today, and he said his mom was born in Galveston. I was like, what? BOI on the island? If you guys are looking at us from any other part of the country, you have no idea what we're talking about. But thanks for hanging in here with us, right? And then is that love the women. That's Darren. Love the women. People said great job. And so I thought there was something from Cynthia up here earlier too. Thanks for sharing. But anyway, thanks to everybody for listening in tonight. Kim, tell everyone how they can reach you.
Okay, definitely. I'm on all social media platform. I'm sorry, Instagram. I am Kim Lotz. Facebook. I am Kim Lotz. So if you type in Kim Lotz, you definitely gonna get me on any of the platforms. So you can DM me for any information after we finish this live. Any information that you might need when it comes to just not even daycare, and I'm gonna say this. I'm very big on just inspiring women in general. Even if you just need someone to hold you accountable for whatever it is that you're trying to do, reach out to me. I am open. For just whatever when it comes to helping women live their life and just not having to be so regretful of a lot of stuff that we do. So yeah, y'all, I'm excited. Thank you, Joyce, for this opportunity. But you can reach me on all platforms under Kim Lotz. I am Kim Lotz.
I typed in I am Kim Lotz there. And Kim, just for saying that too, because a lot of times as women, I think we probably take on more weight on our shoulders than anyone could ever give us. We have great expectations from ourselves than anyone could ever expect from us. And, and as we continue to thrive, like I said, don't lose alone and don't win alone, right? Take someone with you on the win. Find great partnerships. Find people that you can partner with who that are aligned with your core values and what you want to do and what you want to give back to the world. And but definitely don't lose alone. Ask for help. I call people, and asking them for help all the time. So thank you for saying that, Kim. And Alex, how can they reach you? How can our audience reach you?
You can go to my website. It's developersconstruction.com. And I'm all over social media on LinkedIn and Clubhouse and Facebook and Instagram. But easiest way is developersconstruction.
Can you type it in?
Yeah.
Type it in the main chat. And Latanya's on here. What is she doing on here? You're not honeymooning. So yes, women are rocking in all industries. Yes. Oh, as soon as I got ready to tag it, there it is. I think I just tagged it. Did I tag the right one? Oh, okay. She loves seeing women. Yes. So yeah, she should be. She's honeymooning. She's probably sitting right there and supporting us too. We so appreciate you.
Thank you for the support.
Yes. So with that said, this is, we're going to put to a close, but again, follow our page, go to whysalesnetwork.com. We have a lot of great blogs about just a wealth of things, for entrepreneurship, for sales, you name it. We have all types of blogs and things. We have the podcast. If you go, you should see the videos, and then you link over to my YouTube, which is at I Am Joyce Johnson. A lot of sales videos there for you. A lot of great information. We do these webinars once a month. We hope that something is said and done to inspire you guys to live your best life personally and professionally. If there's anything that we can do to support you, send me a note through my own personal pages that I Am Joyce Johnson or through Y Sales Network. I do want to say that when we launched Y Sales Network initially and COVID hit, we were planning to have our women's conference in the Bahamas. We're going to do a women's retreat, and we are back there. We're planning that for October 20th through 22nd. We're going to the Bahamas. We're going to the Bahamas. Okay, I'm gonna stop. We're going to the Bahamas. And I want you guys to save the date so that you can come with us. We're going to be at the Fabulous Royal Towers, at the Atlantis. We have a lot of really great topics for women. Women, we have a lot, right? We're going to talk about everything from maintaining our health to maintaining our healthy sex lives. And so we have a range of, and entrepreneurship, got to put the entrepreneurship out there. We have a range of topics. We're going to have some really great activities as well. We're going to learn a lot, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So save the date, October 20th through October 22nd. You'll begin to see our marketing coming out in the next week. You'll be able to see our links to go and register. So that you can plan to join us in the Bahamas. It will be here before you know it. It's 6 short months away. Also visit ysalesnetwork.com/training, where you can see the How to Win in Sales training program that I've created. There are 6 training courses, online courses. So whichever area of business you need to some extra training in, you can download that. You can also join the boot camp. I have a boot camp that's going to be starting May 3rd. That's going to teach you how to go out and close these large opportunities. When you become a business owner, you are in sales. You're in sales if you're not a business owner, but you're definitely in sales if you're a business owner. And I want to teach you the process. Sales can be a learned process. I want to teach that to you. So we have a boot camp that we're going to be starting on May 3rd. And then we still have the master class that's going to start that following week for the entrepreneurs and business owners who really need to deep dive into their business, who need to understand how to create a sales strategy. And they need to understand how to build a sales team and what to expect from that team. So a lot of really great programming. Stay tuned. Follow our website. Follow our social media channels. Again, thank you for joining us tonight. I am Joyce Johnson, author, speaker, sales champion, coach, and founder of Y Sales Network. Make it a great week.